Welcome. Today, we're diving into something that's changing the local search landscape in a big way. We'll be reviewing Google's perspective algorithm update and what it means for your Google business profile. If you're a small business owner, a marketer, or anyone managing local SEO, this session is for you. But first, let's do some introductions. All right, I'm Brittney Ramos, and I'm part of the customer experience team at Giselle and the digital marketing team at 10th Degree. I've been in digital media and online marketing for almost 2 decades, working across paid search, display, SEO, social, and overall campaign strategy. Most of my work focuses on leading teams, improving customer engagement, and helping partners strengthen their digital performance through data-driven insights. I'm excited to be here today and to share some practical ideas you can put into action. Joining me is our in-house SEO expert, Robert Varga, who's been tracking this update closely. Robert, great to have you with us.
Thanks, Brittany. I'm excited to be here. I've been working at 10th Degree with Brittany for over 10 years, managing search engine optimization and digital marketing services for our clients, and I'm excited to share what we've learned about the prospective algorithm update. It's kind of been flying under the radar for many businesses, but it's actually one of the most important shifts we've seen in local search visibility in a while. So we're going to dive into what the algorithm update is and how your business can take advantage of it.
All right, so that being said, let's start with the basics. Those who haven't heard, exactly what is the perspective update?
It's a great question. So the perspective update is part of Google's ongoing effort to surface more authentic, experience-driven content. So instead of rankings for websites being just based around keywords and click-through rate, Google is now evaluating who is creating content, what they have experience in and expertise about, and how much real engagement they really have. So for small businesses, this means your local presence, especially through your Google business profile, now plays a much bigger role in how you show up in search.
So it's not just about what you're posting online, but how locally connected that you are.
Yeah, exactly. So Google is rewarding authenticity and local trust. Businesses that engage with their communities, whether that's through highlighting events, posting review responses, making regular Google business profile updates, they're seeing a much stronger visibility than larger, less personal brands. And Google's primary goal with this update is to make the search journey for one of their users as quick and easy as possible, without them needing to go back and do multiple searches, let's say, to find the information that they are looking for. So, if your Google business profile is complete and up to date, potential customers should be able to find what they need right away. And whether that's your phone number, your hours of operation, a link to your website, or even just checking out what your review score is.
All right, well, that's exciting news for local businesses. You've said before that local authority is becoming the new SEO currency. What does that look like in practice?
Right. Local authority basically means that Google's algorithm sees your business as a trusted local resource with a good reputation. So when you get consistent reviews from your customers on your Google business profile and you respond to them promptly, when you post about community events and share photos from your shopper team, all of those things signal to Google that your business is real and relevant. It's kind of a big shift away from these like less personal SEO tactics that we've seen in the past and towards genuine engagement.
So small businesses actually have a competitive advantage now?
Absolutely. In a sense, this update really kind of levels the playing field. A local collision center or a plumber, let's say, that actively manages its Google business profile can now outrank a big chain that simply ignores theirs. And it's really not just a signal to Google that you're real and relevant. It really helps to kind of build that trust with your potential customers as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like if you don't uh, I guess you don't get a lot of confidence when you're searching for a business and they have missing information, incorrect information. I can't tell you how many times I've pulled up to a business that said it was open and it wasn't, and it's kind of disappointing. So, these are all really great points, complete and accurate. Google business profile. So let's talk about the Google business profile itself, how its role has changed under this update.
Yeah, so I would say now that your Google business profile is the foundation of your local SEO. It's like kind of, I would say, always been important, for sure, but now I would say it's impossible to ignore or neglect. Google's using that information to verify that your business is active and trustworthy, and it often serves as the first and sometimes only touch point for customers. And if you think about it, people can go to your Google business profile and see your hours, they can call you, they can read reviews, browse photos, and even message you, all without ever visiting your website. And that's why Google is really rewarding those complete, frequently updated profiles. If your GBP answers users' questions directly, that's a win for Google and it's a win for you.
So the more complete and current your profile, the more Google trusts your business.
Exactly. Google really likes businesses that have a verified profile and an accurate NAP, which basically stands for name, address, phone number. There's a few other things like website and stuff that are important to include there as well. But they also really love frequent posts and active review management, and really seeing those kind of profiles be prioritized. And in contrast, any kind of neglected or outdated profiles are starting to slip in rankings. And that's even if the website itself is solid. And really, that's not to say that your website isn't important anymore. It definitely is, but it needs to be part of a larger strategy that really starts with optimizing your Google business profile.
Right. Excuse me. And I feel like that's a big shift in thinking for a lot of businesses, especially like, we're just so used to approaching the digital strategy with the website as the starting point. But today, as you mentioned, there are users that will make their decisions before they even click through to a website or ever click through to a website, right? So, as you said, obviously the website is still incredibly important, but the GBP, as we like to call it internally, has become that first impression or the entry point in a lot of cases. Whereas the website in those cases will reinforce and kind of support what users see on your profile.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, now let's get tactical, Robert. So, what should businesses do right now to make the most of this update?
Yeah, that's a great question. So really, there are five key things that we're kind of focusing on. The first is going to be stay active. Kind of like we've mentioned previously, posting regularly about offers, events, updates, anything like that is super important. You really want to treat your profile like a social feed, letting your customers know kind of what's going on at your business. The second is encourage and respond to reviews. So Google tracks both how often you get reviews and how quickly you reply to them, in addition to, of course, your overall review score. So really, you should be asking every customer to leave a review and replying to them on your Google Business Profile promptly, and that's whether it's positive or negative feedback. It's important to respond to everything. The next is ensuring accuracy. And like we kind of mentioned with NAP, keeping your hours, your contact info, your address, phone number, all of that 100% consistent across the web, including on third-party directory sites, is really important. Google uses these third-party sites like Yelp or Yellow Pages and many others to verify that your business is real and that the information they have is accurate. Plus, maintaining accuracy on those kind of directory sites ensures that if a customer finds you there, they're not getting incorrect or out of date information. And fourth is add photos and videos. So, profiles with visual content perform significantly better. Potential customers want to get an idea of what your business is like before even visiting you. So, be sure to include photos or videos of your facilities, along with any products or services that you may offer. And the last thing is showcase community involvement. So whether it's sponsoring a local event or supporting a cause, make sure to highlight it through posts, pictures, and videos, and really show that your customers and Google that your business is part of your local community.
I love that. It's about showing up for your community online the same way that you do offline.
Exactly. That's kind of what the perspective update is really about, making the digital space reflect real world relationships.
All right. Well, if you needed some more proof on just how important Google Business Profile is for your business, we have a quick performance story on how 10th Degree was able to help an auto dealership get their Google Business Profile optimized and work for them to drive traffic, boost reviews and overall rating, and increase visibility in search.
Yeah, and for some background, this dealership signed up with what we call our Pro SEO package, which gives them directory listings management, review management, Google Business Profile optimization and posting, and website optimization and content. And within 6 months of signing up with us, along with asking their customers for reviews, they really did see some great results.
Yes, as you can see here on the slide, there was a 54% increase in the number of reviews they received compared to the previous 6 months. Their overall rating went from an already pretty great 4.8 to a 4.9 out of 5 stars. And our team at 10th Degree was also able to manage responding to all those new reviews for them. And we raised the review response rate from just 9% before they signed up with us to 100% review response rate.
And as a result of that kind of renewed focus on their Google Business Profile, we saw an 11% increase in Google Business Profile impressions, and we saw quite a few increases in different engagement metrics as well, including a 19% increase in direction requests from their GBP. And then, along with the updates we made to their website, we also saw a 27% increase in organic search impressions overall, and a big improvement in their average ranking position across their top keywords. And since then, things have only gotten better.
That's awesome to hear. And it really shows the importance of your Google business profile as, again, as a part of like the overall larger digital marketing strategy. We should also mention that all of those reviews and the responses are fresh SEO content themselves for Google to crawl, right? So it just shows that your business is active and engaged with your customers. So the importance of receiving those reviews alone is great, right? Um, all right. Now, before we wrap up, for businesses that want to take this further, how can 10th Degree help?
Yeah, so 10th Degree specializes in optimizing Google business profiles as part of a broader local SEO strategy. We include it as part of all of our SEO packages. And we really help businesses maintain accuracy, create content that boosts engagement, and integrate their GBP into their overall marketing strategy. So it's really not just about ranking higher, it's about building trust and visibility where it matters most, right in your neighborhood.
Perfectly said. Yeah. So if you're watching and you're ready to boost your local presence, visit 10thdegree.com or reach out to our team in the chat. You know, there's many ways to find us. And we'd love to help you turn your Google business profile into your strongest marketing asset. Now we'd like to open things up for questions. You can pop them into the chat if you have any. Anything about, you know, your Google business profile or anything we've covered today. And Robert, while we wait, are there any frequently asked questions that come to mind for you?
Yeah, I was thinking about this. I think one of the most often that we get is, can I remove a negative review from my profile? Because it happens to every business, right? You have a customer that's unhappy with something, and sometimes it's relevant, sometimes it's not, and the answer to whether we can remove that really is kind of depends. It depends, unfortunately. So if a negative review is left for your business and it violates any of Google's policies, that could be anything from being spam to being just completely off topic. It really isn't that difficult to get Google to remove that review by submitting a request using the Google Business Profile management tools. We've also seen some really fast turnaround times when a review is left for the wrong business, let's say by mistake. So maybe it's a car dealership and they get a review for the car dealership the next city over. Somebody didn't realize they're on the right one. That's pretty easy to get removed. On the other hand, though, if the review is legitimate and it doesn't violate any of Google's policies, it's usually not possible to get it removed from your profile, unfortunately. So really the best course of action in that case is to just respond to the customer, try to make things right. Um, and if possible, and things, do work out, maybe they'll go in and update their review, change to a positive review or at least a neutral review, or remove it completely. Plus, if you're really good about asking all of your customers for reviews, you can really kind of like bury that negative review with a bunch of new positive reviews. And that's kind of really that's why it's so important to kind of keep asking your customers for those reviews because we kind of say that a customer who has a bad experience is going to leave a review no matter what, whether you ask them or not. But a customer who has a great experience, probably isn't thinking about leaving a review until you ask them.
Yeah, great point. You made a lot of great points there. So, um, yeah, I think interacting, like you said, responding to all those reviews. And like you said, sometimes people, when they get a response, to your point, they'll change it. If you're willing to talk with them and try to make things right, um, they will change it because they appreciate that, right? So, all
Yeah, and include sometimes including contact information too in those kind of
right.
negative responses. Say, hey, like, reach out to me. I'm the general manager or something like that. It's really helpful.
Yeah. Bonus tip. There you go. Bonus tip from Robert. All right. Huge thank you to Robert for joining us and sharing these insights.
Yeah, thank you so much, Brittany, for having me. I'm really always happy to share any new information related to SEO, and I'd really encourage everyone to check out our blogs on Giselle and 10th Degree and see all the latest news and findings about the prospective algorithm update, along with many other topics that we have blog posts about.
Yeah, great point. We do have, I think, more coming in the series for the perspective update. There's a lot to unpack there. So maybe we'll
Yeah.
do more of these webinars. Stay tuned for that. Some final takeaways though from today. Your Google business profile is not just a listing, right? It's your digital storefront. Keep it active, accurate, and authentic to build trust and visibility. And thank you to everyone who tuned in. Don't forget to follow us for more updates. And if you'd like a personalized Google business profile audit, drop us a message after the webinar. We'd love to help. So with that, until next time, stay visible, stay local, and keep connecting with your community. Thanks, everyone.